You know, when relationships are going sour, when relationships are going downhill, and people start building up resentment and anger and hurt, and what happens is it's very difficult to repair. You know, oftentimes people go into a couples therapy or a couples counseling when it's too late. They've allowed too much water under the bridge. There's too much resentment, too much hurt, too much anger, and it's kind of too late. The straw that broke the camel's back has already happened, and there's no going back. It's like the river of no return. You've reached that end point. So that's why it's always wise if your relationship is starting to stumble and fail, and you're having hurt feelings and anger feelings and resentments that are building up. As soon as possible, that's when you want to address it. Not hope that it's going to go away by itself. Not keep it all in and hope that you'll be able to endure and tolerate it. You need to talk about it. You need to work through it. You need to have a dialogue. You need to have counseling. You need to have both parties interested and involved in repairing the relationship. And if one member of the dyad is not interested, then already you know there's a problem and it's not going to work. That's the problem, is these people, oftentimes one partner is not interested in repairing or going to a therapist or going to a couples therapist. They're not interested in it, and they think that they can keep on abusing the other person and being selfish and self-entitled, and they think that the person's never going to leave them and it'll all be fine. But then one day the person says, no, it's not fine. I am leaving you. I'm done with you. And then then they start crying and begging, and I'll change and I'll go to a therapist, but it's too late. That's why I'm saying to you, if the two people recognize there's a problem, that's the time to either work through it yourselves or get help to work through it. And when you're trying to work through it, when you're trying to process all of the perceptions, the hurt, what you perceive as selfishness and inconsideration and etc., abuse, whatever, hostility. Yes, you have to look at that stuff and address it and deal with it, but try not to focus solely on what's wrong in the relationship. Also, try to keep in mind what's right in the relationship. So at the same time that that you recognize there are a lot of problems and we have to address these, we've got to fix these. At the same time, you want to try to also remember what's right about the relationship, what's good about it, the kindness, the love, whatever kind of good things that you're getting from the relationship. Because when we tend to demonize something in an all or nothing fashion, and see everything as bad, then it's very difficult to go back to it, to fix it, to move forward. But if you recognize, okay, yeah, it's bad in these areas, but it's good in these areas, and there is some love there. There are some areas in which which are good, and we should keep that in mind. It'll help to work through the process of working through the difficult stuff and the bad stuff. So if you are in a difficult relationship, don't demonize the whole thing. Try to remember the good in the relationship. Try to remember the positive, kind things about your partner. Hopefully they exist, and that'll help you to hopefully salvage the relationship if it is indeed worth salvaging or able to be salvaged. All right, thanks.